Alright everybody, the time has finally come. I promised you a video showing you how I plan on repairing the rear finish panel. So today is going to be that day. I finally decided to stop being lazy and actually do it, and I'm going to start epoxying it together. The only thing you're going to need for this is some epoxy, and this pretty much goes for fixing any plastic part on a car, so long as it's not too destroyed, which this is just kind of cracked. I'll show you guys the damage here in a second, but I think just some regular epoxy is going to fix it. I was going to use my expensive airplane epoxy or whatever. Boat epoxy, airplane epoxy, I don't know. I use it for building those rockets. For this one, I'm going to just go ahead and use some cheap 5-minute epoxy you can find in any store, which is going to make this an even more reasonable video for you guys to understand what's going on. But first, I wanted to have a quick chat about SWAGBUCKS.com. It's been a minute since I brought up SWAGBUCKS, but being that the black Miata is pretty much all torn apart, all I have to do is take the diff out now. All I have to do is take the hubs and diff out, so my buddy Cedric can buy them, put the 1/6 hubs on, and put the steelies off my Miata on it, and then she's ready to go. Which means when she goes, because as you guys know it's going to Laker, we're trailering that down there and bringing my 944 back, which I am beyond excited for. But as I've stated before, all the money generated from SWAGBUCKS is going to be used towards the 944. I've already got around $200 from SWAGBUCKS, and big thank you to you guys for signing up and everything. And if you don't know what SWAGBUCKS is, or you haven't looked at it yet, SWAGBUCKS is a website where you can do surveys and do internet searches and various other things. You win points. You can even get some by shopping on certain websites like eBay and stuff like that. You can redeem those points for gift cards. My personal favorite is an Amazon gift card because you can use it for whatever you want. And as long as I've been using SWAGBUCKS, I've gotten well over $300 in gift cards. This isn't just some website that approached me and asked if I'd do a sponsorship. I saw that they were sponsoring YouTubers, and I was like, hey, I'm a big fan of your website. I've been using it for years. Be an awesome opportunity for a sponsorship if you guys are interested. So, if you guys want some free money, I don't know why you wouldn't. Go to the link in the pinned comment or in the description, sign up, and make sure you verify your email address, and enjoy your free stuff. Alright, I've got the camera kind of zoomed in on the damaged area. Hopefully that stays in shot. It doesn't. You can see there's this big crack right here, and I actually have got it lined up well enough that I think this gap is going to be small enough that I won't need to fill it in with my expensive epoxy like I discussed doing before. So my plan is to glue up this seam first, let that harden, and then bring the C-clamp up to this, get that all straightened out. After we get it all dry and everything, I'll see if I'm satisfied with the rigidity of it, and if I am, we'll sand it down. If not, I might run a thin veil, like some 6-ounce fiberglass there. And then, of course, blending that in is going to be kind of a pain. Sanding it and making it look all smooth and fluent is going to be a nightmare, which is why I'm trying my best to avoid it. You can also kind of see there's like this weird wave right here, but there's not really anything I can do about that without like breaking out the heat gun, and I don't want to ruin it more than it's already ruined. So I'm just gonna fix this and sell it to somebody for probably like 50 or 60 bucks, because it's gonna look way better than it does right now when I'm done with it. Now, as always, when you're using epoxy, you want to clean the surfaces. Big thanks to Fast Wax for sponsoring this video. I'm just kidding, they didn't actually sponsor this video, it just happens to be what I have laying around. But I'm gonna go in and primarily focus on cleaning the surfaces that are going to be joined. Alright, I was going to rough it up with some sandpaper, but let me see if I can zoom in here. You can see that's already a pretty porous surface there, which is what you want for epoxy anyway. So I'm going to just leave it how it is, and we'll give her a shot. So just some regular 5-minute Gorilla epoxy. So I put it on pretty liberally there. It is going to spew out the sides, but like I said, I'll be painting this. I have to sand it anyway, so I'm not too worried about it, but probably should get to getting it in place. I forgot to mention that if you don't have clamps, you're going to want to watch the world burn by the time you're done doing something like this. So go to Harbor Freight, pick up a set. They have a bunch of different sizes. I just recommend getting like 2 of each size, because even at Harbor Freight it's going to be like 20 bucks. But I got it clamped up. I got a C-clamp on there holding the 2 pieces together, and then I don't even know what you call these clamps, but keeping this line so that, there we go, keeping that edge right there as close to factory as I could get it without really stressing the clamp. So I'm gonna let this sit for like an hour. I know it's 5-minute epoxy, but I just want to be able to handle it without watching the pieces I just fixed break. Hopefully, anyway. It might still happen. And then we'll have to address that if that's the case. So for now, we'll let the epoxy sit and come out here in a little bit and see what's going on. Alright, that has been sitting and drying for about an hour, so this is a nerve-wracking part. I'm going to take the clamps off. But it looks like it's going to stay. That's good. The mess we've created up here, but as you guys know, it's getting sanded and painted, so that's not going to be an issue. I'm going to go ahead and let it dry some more before I try and bend up this other crack. Alright, so popsicle stick's pretty well chooched on there. Alright, throw that in the garbage. And now, I was just kind of messing with the C-clamp and the whatever clamp, trying to figure out how I'm going to keep this where I want it while the glue dries. And to be perfectly straight up, I don't know still. Hey, I think I'm onto something here. Light's not very good, hold on. Cody Leach, you the man. There you go. See, that fills that crack pretty nicely. So I'm gonna start mixing some more epoxy and we can fix her wagon. Alright guys, I made a little bit more of a mess, but when all else fails, clamp clamps to your clamps and things will stay together, hopefully. It's looking like I'm going to have to do a lot of filling there, but I still don't think there's going to be any fiberglass work necessary. It's in place. This line's not quite as straight as I was hoping it was going to be, but we will make it work. It's at least all together now. Pretty stout, pick it up. But I am going to let it sit for 24 hours before I try and sand the epoxy. So, not the end of this video, but the end of this day. I got a couple videos lined up before this one comes out, so I'll just keep adding on to this. So tomorrow, I'm going to sand it, start putting some Bondo spot putty in there, and then maybe prime it if it's good. Alright guys, it's the next day. I got the garage door open because it's nice out, and I gotta race the... not the clock. Gotta race the sun, actually. I want to get a coat of primer on this, so I need to start sanding. Hey, if anybody wants to buy a low-C speed T roller or a 1/10 Traxxas 4Tech with a servo in it, let me know, because I'm getting a 4-wheel drive car. Alright, no time for pleasantries. Let's do this. Wait, what am I thinking? I have technology. I don't need to sand it by hand. That's stupid. Alright, now I can show you what I mean with the primer. With it all being one color, you can see everything wrong, which is unfortunate if you don't want to see what's wrong with it, but very helpful if you're fixing it. So I'm gonna let this dry so I can bring it in, and then basically just gotta let that sit until I can start sanding it, which everyone says 24 hours, but with primer I usually wait like 6 or 7 and then wet sand it, and it's not a problem. Alright guys, it's been a few hours. Like I said, I just super glued this little piece back together right here. Hold on, super glue lid's got lost. We'll see how well that wants to hold. So I'm gonna use this sanding barrel and see if I can start smoothing things out. Alright, so I accidentally left the camera recording for like 6 hours, so I had to delete that last clip. But I'm just using Bondo spot putty because it's so small that real Bondo is not really necessary. But this and kind of cracked loose again. It actually cracked way down the middle again, so I'm gonna have to figure out something better for holding that together. Alright friends, we're on to something here. However, I'm gonna go ahead and end the video right here. Well, not right here, but let me explain why. Alright, it is raining outside profusely. It was actually snowing earlier, and I was really hoping winter was done for, but apparently that's not the case. I got the Adam Savage hairdo going right now, which is pretty sick. But yeah, I don't really know what to do about this coming loose again. I'm gonna have to figure something else out. I might have to cut it up and like run a dowel pin through it or something just to keep it together. But we're definitely onto something here. This is gonna sand out and be real smooth, pretty nice. So I'm just gonna end it right here. We'll get back to this in another video. But thank you guys very much for watching. Don't forget to go sign up for swagbucks.com if you haven't yet, and verify your email address. We can get the LS swap done. And hit like, it's more important than you think. And actually someone commented in the last video, comment for algorithm. You know what's going on. So leave a comment, even if it's just a one-word comment. You can trick the YouTube algorithm into thinking I'm important. And then if it thinks I'm important, it'll tell people to watch my videos. And then we can get the LS swap done even faster. We can get this done. This is going to engine shop soon. Pistons are up in my room. I just have to get this off the stand and have a day where I get off work before the engine shop closes, and we'll be good to go. Also, don't forget to follow me on Instagram, add me on Snapchat at BigB1011. Hit that subscribe button and submit your entries for Car of the Video to cursforeverhelp@gmail.com. We will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.